Welcome back. This is M-Dog. Hope you all are doing well, and we are gonna do a test session here at the 34-meter hole. There's been a lot of sort of talk recently about just how good the silver is on a setup similar to the one I'm going to show you, where mostly all you catch is, Saithe and then a few other random things. So we're going to do that. I assume we'll get some fish on the bite, on the drop. We're going to try to head right out here to the middle of this 34-meter hole so we can drift left and right and hopefully still stay pretty much centered. And I will show you the setup as we start here. It's going to be about 11 a.m. when we first throw in. So I'll see kind of how things go. We may just do it during the day, or we may get a full 24 hours in. Where's the wind blowing from? From the north. Let's kind of cast to the south here. And let's go ahead and take a look at this setup real quick. First of all, the first page, you'll notice we're using the 60 kilo setup. Not expecting any huge fish, but you never know with the lurker. With blue and a fillet strip Saithe here on the top part of the setup, and I will show you the bottom part when we cast next time. I am going to let this drop all the way to the bottom and perk it down there, at least for now, and we'll kind of see how that goes. I am expecting that we will sometimes get bites on the drop, both because primarily because of the lurker, although we can check and see what does in fact attract the bites as they come. But for now, we'll take an Atlantic cod. I guess we'll keep everything so we can kind of see the spread at the end. All right, let's look at what we have going on down here. Now, this is one thing we may need to change. I'm using 3/0 hooks. Most people I see doing this setup are actually using 2/0 hooks, and that might help with the bite rate. But I like to push, even when I'm going for smaller stuff, I always find it interesting or worth it to push a little bit on the size and see if we can't average, even if we sacrifice a tiny bit of bite rate, average slightly larger fish. Squirrel just had a record of the week haddock. It's a nice one too. Anything over 10 kilos, that's a serious haddock. All right, so this is what I'm expecting us to catch a lot of. So 3,800 XP for a 6 kilo Saithe, right? Now that one was on the drop, so let's see what it actually went after. Yep, one of our foam rubber fish. So all of these are identical, and we already have another fish on. We should have a good mini Saithe, just of all sizes. 87.4 on fishing, by the way, hitting this on the drop. Now let's see. I want to keep an eye on these Saithe that I can turn into dead fish, because I may do some testing with dead fish later. All right, there's another fish on the drop. One thing somebody reminded me of in the stream today is if you close your bail and then reopen it, it tends to fall a little faster. Now in terms of getting bites, I don't know if that matters at all, but it is kind of interesting. All right, no fish on. There's 178 silver on a boat ticket. So we at least got to make that much, and we're not off to the best start. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. We'll see about that hook change. May not be worth giving up the bite rate with this kind of fishing, but we'll see. I don't know if that would actually make that much of a difference, but this is the first time we've had a little bit of a delay on getting a bite. It took a little longer. We actually had to perk that on the bottom a few times. This is getting into what will be probably the slowest part of the day, although I am curious what the night will be like with this setup. Maybe some cusk, a couple other things, but it might slow down a little bit. And there's another Saithe. So for silver purposes, just to kind of see how this goes. I will probably not turn marker Saithe into bait, at least until we see how well we do. Now, if it's non-marker size, we'll go ahead and obviously turn those into bait. Here's another Saithe. It will be fun to see also around what percentage of total Saithe do we catch. I'm guessing 80 to 85%, but we'll see. And it is just a nice steady flow of both XP and silver when you have this kind of bite rate, this kind of setup. So the only fish that aren't going to be kept in our net are ones that are not markers that I can turn into bait. Non-markers that I can't turn into bait we'll hold on to for now, just so we kind of see the spread, but we won't have a perfect representation because there will be a handful of fish, little Saithe and stuff, that we can turn into bait. All right, there's an 8.6. We jump up to 5,300 experience on that one. That's pretty good. I am curious if we've had any fish yet, at least that we still have in our net. Okay, so there's one. Okay, so of the 5 fish in our net, only one of them actually was caught on the lurker. Everything else, foam rubber fish. And with this size equipment we're using, if any fish is going to get us in trouble, I would guess that it would be something that the lurker might randomly hook into. And so if you want to take that out of the equation and possibly even do more Saithe, of course, you could actually just turn this into a jigging rig, right? I think that would work. Let's see, pilker rod. Yeah, turn this into a lure jigging rig, and you could still do, well, that's too big of a hook. You could still do all of these down here, but you could also have one up there. So then everything you're catching is from the soft handmade lures or maggots or whatever you're using. In fact, you could even use, like, I might try like a white maggot as your main lure, and then these handmade foams in making up all of your drop shot. I bet something like that would work really good, but I kind of like having that added, the randomness that the lurker might give us. And the lurker tends to be really good on finding stuff on the drop as well, so that's always fun. Hey, there's a cod, 87.5. What a lucky cod. And we haven't even activated our happy hour tonight, so may end up saving that. I don't know, we'll see. It's not time yet, but by the time I'm finished fishing here, I just have to remember, if I log again, that will activate the happy hour. I still wish there was a way that we could manually say, yes, I want to start my happy hour right now, regardless of logging in, logging out. I just think that would be really cool. Yeah, this is gonna be good. If I want to do that video on fishing with dead fish, this might be the time to do it. We can test it out, because we might have a few after this that are fresh. Right now we are consistently hitting decent little fish here. Mostly Saithe, but some pretty decent sizes mixed in. Most recently we had an 8.6. Ooh, I think that was our largest yet. Ooh, is this a Saithe? No, this is another cod. Got some cods down there. He's not wanting to give up. We've got it locked up, but he's kind of trying to get... Oh, there we go. Okay, 6.8. Yeah, so by weight, Saithe cod. Almost immediate bite there. So we're at 8 fish. So 2.9 Saithe, just under 1,000 XP. There we go. $814 XP. All these little markers safe. I think it'll be a fun little experiment, and you may know this already. I just don't off the top of my head. How much are each of these Saithe worth? How much is a Saithe that's at 2.5 kilos worth? How much is a Saithe that's at 8 kilos? And so forth. I think that could be an interesting thing to look at once we are finished with this. Yeah, one thing I have to remember, logging out does include re-logging to go to town. Ooh, 3,500 XP, 5.7 Saithe. So unless I want to activate happy hour, I'm actually going to have to manually drive back to town. But if you're watching this on YouTube, you can obviously skip through the travel time, if that's what I end up doing. Might be worth it, really, just so I'm more in control of when I start that happy hour. $4,200 experience, 6.8 Saithe. Nice quick bite. Yeah, this seems pretty phenomenal so far. This might be the how to get rich off of Saithe video that you've all been waiting for. Or at least I've been waiting for. I just have this feeling this is going to be pretty good. I don't know. We might hit 1,000 silver in an hour. I mean, that's kind of... It sounds crazy on Saithe, but at this rate, these sizes, that could happen. Especially when you look at the cafe orders that you're often going to hit. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this turns out. So far, we haven't had... Ooh, that's another nice one. 4,500 experience. 4,600. So far, we haven't had any Saithe that were in the like 10.5 or 11 kilo range. Which there is at least one cafe order that wants you to get multiple of those. But we also didn't fish in the morning hours which may be arguably when the best Saithe would come in. I don't know. So we'll see. I don't know. Might also depend on how well we do overnight to complete that full cycle. Are we still making some good silver overnight hours? It's just really good. Always strange when that happens. You've got this incredible bite rate, and then you finally have a cast where it's like, okay, this is more normal. Got to work for it a little bit. And it's small. We're drifting a little bit. We could recenter. Wonder if anyone has done this, looked at this enough to have like an educated opinion on, you know, hitting enter and then hitting it again to like close and open your bail does seem to cause the rig, the lure, whatever you're using to drop slightly faster from that point forward. There's a little eel pout. So if we hit it and then hit it again, it opens. It seems to drop a little faster. But does that affect the bite rate at all? My guess is no. But I haven't done it enough or paid attention to this to know that for sure. I do think it drops faster, but you know, a lot of those bites we were getting on the drop, I wasn't remembering to do that. So I think you'd have to do it one way for a, you know, 20 cast or something, and then do it another way. And maybe do that a few times and really compare the numbers over and over to see if it's making a difference. Nice. Got a little place there. So is that in the lurker? Yeah. I figured the lurker is the only thing that that place would have gone after. The eel pout did go after the rubber fish. And the Saithe are going to be a combo of both. Okay, so I did not close and then open the bail on this one. I bet it doesn't matter. A little bit more speed or a little less speed. Probably not having a huge impact on the... Why is it not? There we go. It's like it never registered that it was at the bottom. I think I want to recenter the boat just really fast. We are on the eel pout over here though, which is fine with me. I just I don't want to like drift off the bank and then not realize it. It's getting a little later in the day and we're getting more variety. This is another Saithe though. Or maybe it's that we drifted to the southern part of the bank. We started getting more variety. This is definitely, well, it's either a Saithe or a cod. I think it's a Saithe though, the way it hit it on the drop like that. Yeah, 7.1 Saithe. We're getting some healthy Saithe. "19 minutes, we're at 22 fish. See, I wasn't really on it in the beginning when we first started. I was kind of like, you know, talking, looking at stuff. I think even with an overnight slowdown, I think this is 50 fish an hour with this kind of setup or thereabouts. A little more, a little less, but it's healthy. My question is, like, do you need a cafe order or a trophy or something like that to actually maybe hit that 1,000 mark? Are we going to be stuck in like 600 to 800 range for an hour like this? Or I don't know. We'll see. I may be overestimating how much all these Saithe add up to. I don't think so, but I could be. We'll figure it out. This is my first time doing this, at least in this way. I've done a lot more targeting of mackerel lately. It's been a long time, if ever, that I've fully targeted Saithe like this. 7.2. The crazy thing is, this is like a mackerel bite rate. Which you can make a ton off of mackerel too, so it's really neat that the two species you need for bait, you can target, you can make a ton of silver off of, and you can use sort of the ones you don't want to keep to create bait to catch other fish. It's phenomenal. Really cool decision to use those two fish for that in this on this sea, in my opinion. Hey, as long as it's a marker, we'll take it. We don't want like a ton of sculpin. That's going to slow our silver down, but a couple here or there is not going to matter. Another fish that sometimes has cafe orders. I don't think it does right now, but sometimes it does. Same with the eel pouts. I forgot to do it. I've got to get in the habit, because I think that increases our fishing up a little, increases the speed up of fishing a little bit, so a little more efficient. I feel a lot better about how much silver we're going to make if we just could hit a Saithe trophy here. Not to be greedy, but alright, so the top row is all 6.8 or higher, up to 8.6. What will the night bring? I was trying to think if, like, maybe there's something we would want to adjust in the evening. I'm not really sure. I don't think I will. I think we'll just try this first. And if all of a sudden we can't get a bite, then maybe we'll switch something up while it's overnight. But I bet it'll still work okay. I mean, we're Maybe hoping to get some decent cusk, or I don't know what else. I don't know what else we'll find overnight, but just want to keep making silver during the evening. Another nice one, and points in marine fishing. That's one of the things that's been so impressive is it's not happy hour, but we're catching such a high percentage of fish, and the fish are decent size. That is where I wonder if the choice that I make to use the 3/0 hooks instead of 2/0, if that pays off a little bit with marine skill upgrades. I could be wrong, but I think the quality of the fish really matters. There's another 8.6. We're hoping this is like, I don't know, squid, crab, whiting. Dead fish is what that was. That's cool. Like that lure, I mean, the setup pretty much hit that bottom layer before I had a chance to even stop it. Boom, something hit it. Looks like a Saithe again. We'll see though. Which, by the way, 30 fish, 17 of them are Saithe, plus, I don't know, a few more that I've cut up into bait. So we're not going to hit 80%, even with the ones I've lost, but still a high percentage. It's really interesting. All right, we got to watch this. Don't want to pop this leader. It's really interesting if you let it sort of bounce off the bottom. It's kind of what it feels like. We're getting some hits when it does that, instead of sort of stopping it earlier and going ahead and start to perk. Do have it locked up. A little risky, but I'm just trying to keep our momentum going and not getting into a long drawn out fight with a fish that's not worth having a long drawn out fight with. All right, 11.86 cod. That will only help the silver. So the cod are, you know, reasonably active here right now. We've drifted, but we're not off the bank yet. Squirrel just caught a 31.1 kilo cod. We're going for quantity, not necessarily too focused on quality at the moment. Well, this is where we'll start to see the transformation into overnight. Technically, it is nighttime now. All right, I let it fall all the way down there before starting perking, just in case something hit it at the bottom. Okay, this feels like a sculpin or whatever. We can hope for a eel pout, I guess. Or a Saithe. Place. It's a sculpin. It was a marker, but just barely. That is not what we want to see. I don't think those are super active overnight either, though. Saithe, I think. Kind of took it and ran with it for a second. Unless it's a cod. I mean, it's pretty much got to be Saithe or cod, right? Yeah. If we drift much further, we're going to have to recenter. But the tide might be about to change. Yeah, I could see this slowing down a little bit overnight. That was making me sort of have that thought, the way that worked. If I switch to a jigging setup, does all of the drops stay the same on the rig? If it gets really slow, we might try the jigging setup overnight. There we go. Bless you. Squirrel and I both just caught a European place seconds from each other that was, I mean, almost the exact same weight. What was it? 1.145 to 1.141. When you get to the third decimal to try to find a difference in the weight, ooh, a mackerel. All right, let's check and see. What did that hit? The lurker, yeah. I don't know if mackerel love the foam rubber fish. That might be why this is such a way to target Saithe. Where if we had like real shrimp on and stuff, if they're here, I'm assuming we would catch more mackerel. Although I also seem to remember hearing that though the mackerel are here, they're not very prevalent. Like just 2 or 3 an hour kind of situation. So I don't know. We're at 38 fish. I mean, we do want to catch at least a couple overnight to keep that momentum going so we can finish strong in the morning. Okay, a little cod. All right, let's try something since it seems like it is going to be a good bit slower. Okay, that did keep all of that. That's great. And let's just throw that on. So we switched to a jigging rig. We'll see if this is any better at night. I mean, I think I like what we're using with the lurker, but just want to check and see what this bite rate is like at night on this black foam rubber fish. Maybe we found a cusk. Doesn't feel like cod or saithe, obviously. Could be wrong, but it just doesn't feel that way. Might be a cusk. Okay, I was wrong. Oof, is that our biggest saithe of the day? 9.8? Yep. Wow. It's amazing. Saithe don't care what time it is. Saithe. It's got to be a saithe, right? Hit it on the drop, hit it on the run, gave it a really big pull at first, and then easily slowed down. It's got saithe written all over it. Hopefully it's 10 kilo plus, but I don't know. Yep, 11.3, 7,000 experience. Is this when the big saithe come out? Holy cow. So that's our first non-marker since the very first fish we caught here. I think I'm going to switch back to lurker at about 4:30. Just want to make sure by 5 we're fully back on our main setup. We know what that is. Well, actually it's a dead one, isn't it? Oops, keep hitting the wrong thing. Nope. Guess we could turn that mackerel into... Oh, I just did the wrong one, didn't I? Gotta be more careful. So, however much silver we have, we would have had a little bit more. Maybe I should wait and fool with that afterwards. Whiting. That's nice. Alright, change it to blue. I think we do 1 or 2 more fish and then we're switching back to the lurker. Those whiting, if you can get like just a 1 or a 2 kilo whiting here or there, it's such a game changer on silver. Well, you know, it's hard to know because I didn't stay with the lurker, but 87.7% bait fish, I mean, oh shoot. 87.7% marine fishing is what I was trying to say. It's hard to know because I didn't stay with the lurker, but I suspected the jig would be a good bite rate overnight, and it has not disappointed. It has been tremendous. And it might be tremendous all day. Like, you may want to just try doing this instead of the lurker. Like I said in the beginning, I kind of like the randomness of the lurker, just not knowing what fish we're going to see. But, man, this seems solid. 87.8. What is going on? We'll do it again. We're already at 45 fish. It's not 100% keepers, but I think only 2 of them right now are non-markers. We're at 42 minutes. Oh, I almost hate to switch off this. Let's see what fish species this is before I decide. It's probably a small saithe, but... Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. We may have to like try this again sometime and actually just go jigging handmade lure, handmade foam on everything. But This lurker's done great too. And the lurker itself has caught some good fish, not just the handmade. So 7.3 Saithe. We're right in the middle where we want to be. So good. I think we just need to get it off the bottom and we might be fine, but not sure. I do have it locked, so trying to be a little careful here. If this is a Saithe, it's a decent one. I don't think it's a cusk, actually. It's a little too active, I think, for a cusk. It's taking our time getting it in, though. That's all right. We'll take a healthy fish at this point. Oh, it's a cod. 20 kilo cod. Very nice. Good silver. Worth the extra struggle there. But yeah, if that's a Saithe, it's a trophy, right? Might not be exact, but I think that's kind of similar to how trophy Saithe might have felt. I bet that cod went for the lurker, but let's check. Could be wrong. Got it on the wrong gear ratio. Sorry about that. Foam rubber fish, I'm wrong. So even the cod are liking those foam rubber fish. This is tiny. Gotta hope for a whiting at this point. It is, but it's small for even a whiting. Alright, we're at 47 minutes. Let's finish strong. I mean, it's a slightly bigger fish than whatever it was that dropped off. Saithe or cod. Small. That's our second non-marker cod of the day. So our third non-marker fish that we've kept. The other non-markers were Saithe that we turned into dead fish. for bait. $7.7. 53 fish currently. Oh man. That's a spaz right there. $7.06. We're now at 50 minutes even, 54 fish. $7.23 in the morning, 7:24. This is when we hope to hit another saithe over 10 kilos if possible. It's another saithe or a cod, I guess. I don't know that I can quite distinguish between the two. I tend to think saithe because it's not pulling that hard, but we've had some pretty small cod here, which would do the same thing. Ooh, that dropped off, right? Okay, that's too bad. Just roll with it. It wasn't that big. You hate to see it, but it wasn't that big. This is a little smaller though. Pollock. How many pollock have we had? That's our first one. Love to see a pollock. If we had more pollock mixed in, that'd only be a good thing. Great silver. Good XP. Ooh, so close. 9.5 kilo. Didn't quite hit 10 there. It's 802. 56 fish. Can we hit 60? Getting a little rain, overcast. We're still where we want to be. Never felt how big that fish was, so I don't have any idea what it was going to be. All right, let's switch to the other side of the boat real quick, just to mix it up a teeny bit. All right, there's another bait. Don't know what just happened there, but it went way too far. Might as well just do this because it's going to take a second to drop. Always think bait fish, but it's dead fish. All right, fish on. 57. We're at 53 minutes. I don't know. These Saithe are so healthy. I think if you do this 3 times... Ooh, another non-marker cod. If you do... Which, by the way, notice that non-marker cod over 1,000 XP. If you do this 3 times, I would guess 1 in 3 times, on average, you'd have a trophy Saithe. That's just what it seems like to me. They're not that uncommon. People have definitely been catching them here a good bit. And when you really start catching a lot of Saithe, it feels like trophy comes pretty regularly. Which definitely would push you up into a little higher bracket silver-wise. So we're at 58 fish right now. I always think it's funny when we have these moments where it's like, why can't we catch a fish? Get so spoiled on the bite rate. That's not the fish we want. Eel pout. It is a marker at least. Well, whatever we make here in this hour, which we're almost through with, it's a realistic number. It's not like we've caught anything. You know, sometimes you'll have a trophy whiting or something. Well, you shouldn't necessarily count that because you're not going to catch that every hour. But there's nothing that we've caught during this hour that you're not going to pretty much catch every time, or something similar on average, you know. So this is going to be a pretty true amount, I would say, on both the silver and XP we've made in this hour. All right, that's number 60. And it's another healthy one, 14.3. That's awesome. Let's get it in the water again, let it drop. And let me just check time. We're at 57 minutes, okay. But that was fish number 60. I think that's the heaviest Saithe of the day, which is interesting that it just came in right now. About 10 a.m. or maybe 9:45 when we hooked up into that one. Trophy Saithe time might just be random. Ooh. What was that? So I think the next cast is probably our last one if we're going to stop at 60 minutes. 87.9. This has been one of the best non-happy hours I've had in a long time on marine fishing skill progress. It's only 58 minutes. We might actually get 2 or 3 more casts. Depends on how long the bite takes. Ooh, yeah. That helps. So good. All right, that is still 58 minutes. I think we started just before 11 a.m., so it's very soon. when we caught that first fish, or cast for that first fish. Yeah, some really nice fish are still coming in. All right, 4.9. All right, we'll just call it here. Last cast. It's right around 1 hour now. Just under, just right at. Not like this. Look at that sorry. Out of nowhere we get a sorry. Yep, that's exactly 1 hour. Okay. Okay. So, we actually have to manually drive in. Sorry about that. Normally I would just fast travel, but especially after all these skill points we just got, I might have to think about how we're going to do our happy hour. Okay, so let's look at weight. Man, these are some good fish, aren't they? Just steady. 64 fish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 non-markers. I think all the Saithe are markers. In other words, I made bait out of all of them, and I accidentally turned one Saithe into bait that shouldn't have, but it was just like a 3 kilo, 2 point something kilo one, so. Yeah, that was pretty good. Let's see what that translates to. So 59 keepers. If we'd been a little more focused in the beginning, maybe just over 60 keepers possibly. That's so funny we caught that Atlantic sorry right there at the end. Again, different baits. You know, soft shrimp, that kind of stuff. We're probably catching sorry, sardines, and maybe mackerel. Just not sure how active the mackerel are on the 34 right now, but and per 2-hour boat ticket, you could do that twice. I bet the second hour in a spot like that is still going to be really good. Now, after 2 hours, you probably want to let it rest, but I bet you get a full 2-hour boat ticket off that spot and do really well. Pretty smooth, eh? It's been a weird day. Okay, so, oh yeah, that mackerel order just popped. That's cool. Okay, so we're halfway there on Saithe. But I don't think I'm going to do more Saithe tonight myself, so I won't keep them. Okay, 816. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. I mean, that's a little more than the, what did I say, 6 to 800. It's just over that, but it's under the 1,000, obviously. I had a feeling that trophy, you make 1,000. I mean, still 816 minus the boat ticket, but really it's only minus 1 day of the boat ticket. I tend to get them in 2-day increments. Really good money. That's pretty crazy. You're not doing much damage to your gear at all. You know, you could do this with even a smaller setup than what I was using and still get all of these fish in pretty quickly, but to have that kind of bite frequency, you probably do need to have leveled up to open up drop shot. Not that you couldn't do really well without it, but that's, I mean, that's got to be a part of it, right? All right, 816. Pretty good. Okay, cool. Hey, there you go. As always, thanks for watching. Tight lines. Let me know how your Saithe fishing is going, and I will certainly see you soon.